Welcome, Sagittarius. This is our first ever Sagittarius reading, and I am so excited because Sagittarius season has started, and it's of course the best season of the year because this is a fellow Sagittarius here. And so we are going to read um, your cards today, and we will see what comes out. I've prepared a few different decks that I felt called to me, and I have a very new deck that literally arrived yesterday. So we will see what's coming through and what messages are here for you. I personally read for sun and rising signs. If you do have any other Sagittarius placements, of course, feel free to watch and see if there's something in here for you. But I feel personally a little bit stronger about the sun and the rising placements. So my readings are going to be more centered around sun and rising placements. So this is for Sagittarius suns, just like me, and Sagittarius risings. Also, happy birthday, Sagittarius. All the Sagittarius out there, keep shining, keep spreading the light. All right, let's get into it. Right, what does Sagittarius need to know for the upcoming season? Oh, what is it what they need to know right now? What message do they need to hear? Okay, so I'll start with those two. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we have Secret Trail Ascension, and we have Mud and Moss Stagnation. So I feel like what I hear and the message that I get is that maybe in the last few months, maybe in the last year, you felt really stuck, you felt really stagnated, you felt like you were trudging through mud, and you were kind of just trying to drag your feet one foot at a time out of the mud and trying to find stable footing. You know, when you walk in really deep mud and every time you try to step on the surface, you sink in really deep. And then you get stuck in there again and you try and try and try to get out, but you only ever get out one foot at a time. And it feels not only so frustrating, but it really feels like you can't get ahead. You're never going to get like momentum. You're not going to move forward. It's almost as if you're really trapped. And with this card, it feels like this is how life has been for you. And um, maybe for someone around you, but it feels really like more so for yourself. And it could have been in business or career, but it feels really more like personal life. It almost feels like um more so the overall energy of your life that has felt so muddy and so mucky and so as if you couldn't, as if you just couldn't, you know, move forward. It's no matter what you've tried, no matter how hard you worked on it, no matter how much you um changed and you know, you did the exercises, you went to therapy, you did like you ate well, you've done all of the things, you took time for yourself, you took the bath, you I don't know, you went to yoga and whatever the heck you're doing, and yet like life just didn't get better. And this is really heavy and I feel you. Like I feel you. It's been a fucking ride. Like this year, the year before, the year before. It's been terrible to say the least. And so I totally understand if you just, it kind of feels like you just want to give up. Not in the terms of you want to give up on life, but you want to give up on fighting. You want to give up on trying so hard. You want to give up on, you know, um, on having to just fight so hard for everything. And I feel like you can, like now with our season ringing in, I feel like it's time you see all of these things are lighting up for you and there is light at the end of the tunnel. Like finally, it's almost like there is this like secret trail. It's not secret, of course, but there is a path opening up for you, something that you haven't seen before, something that you didn't know was possible, something it doesn't have to be a big thing. I feel like it's even more so small things. And I feel like looking at it has a lot to do with being in nature and following um more like your natural self again, coming back to your roots, coming back to your ancestral line and coming back to the things that you were supposed to live and embody. And so this secret trail is opening up in front of you. Maybe it sounds like to me that it could be someone who's coming to you with a message or someone who shows you a different way and someone who sorry, all the on your cheek. And someone who just will light up the different things in front of you. And it could also be that maybe you're taking a new course online or a workshop or you're just learning something new, but the things you learn bring you back to the very thing that is true to yourself. I'm gonna pull another card from the deck and see if we get any other message. If I yawn, it's not because I'm uh tired of you. But everyone, I don't see this often online, but I release a lot of energy through yawning. And I know that may be weird, but I don't want to edit it or I don't want to hide it or whatever. So if you see me yawning, this is processing and releasing all of the energy that comes through here and that I'm working with. So this is it. And it's funny because I do not yawn throughout the whole day, but when I get to readings, this is it. And it's rather strange, but it is what it is. So yeah. Oh, okay. I really love this deck. So, the witching hour, favorable circumstances. So, as I just said, I think there is something or someone who brings you to a new set of circumstances. And I don't mean necessarily like your whole life is going to change, but I feel like you're going to see it in a different light. And that probably has to do with maybe a conversation you're going to have, or you get into a new circle of people that you meet, and you're going to you're going to get new information. And I really feel like, because you see in this card and in this card, you both have these things lit up, and they're all like flowers and mushrooms and crystals and like natural things. And I really feel it has to do with things in connection with nature. So maybe you go on more nature walks now, or you meet people in nature, or you maybe go on mushroom walks, or on some hidden trails, or you go into the forest to collect some decoration uh for Christmas. And please only collect what's on the floor on the forest anyways. Don't break anything. Don't destroy nature. But what I see here really, and in the back of this card, there's a lot of books stacked. So it just reiterates my point that I believe it also has to do with like information that you get, maybe through a new course, maybe through a workshop. Maybe you go to a new workshop in your town that you're at, or in your city, and you do a Christmas wreath binding workshop or something like this. It doesn't have to do with Christmas, don't worry. It's just because it's this time of the year. Or maybe you do a another craft, kind of natural craft kind of workshop, And that's where you meet people who open your eyes to this new possibility, to this new path that you're gonna walk on, and that will help you with um, changing the circumstances that keep you so stuck in this muddy, um, icky environment. Um, yeah, I think, those crystals, I feel like if you're not into crystals, that is not the point, but I feel like there's something to do with those crystals. It could be jewelry, it could be anything from being around in nature where there are stones or rocks, or anything that is related to how crystals are being formed, for example, or how they're being used, or what their vibrations are like. And I feel like that those are going to show you the path. So you may be meeting someone who actually loves crystals a lot, and they are gonna wear them, and maybe you haven't had a lot of contact with that, but this person will show you um, a new way of either of a new way of being, or just give you information about your situation right now, where you feel so stuck, right? And so sunk into the mud, and they're gonna give you information about what helped them getting out of the muddy, mucky way of living, basically, and it will help you do the same thing. Okay, let's see. Okay, maybe. Sorry, I always have conversations with spirit in my mind, basically, without talking it out loud. Um, what else do Sagittarius need to know? Hmm. Oh yeah. Oh, I was gonna say that. Okay, I didn't say it before, but um, because it's coming up now, we have the furried and feathered friends, and you see the blue fox in this card. I was gonna say that maybe animals or a animal or someone with an animal is going to be playing a very significant role in your ascension, in finding your next path and changing your circumstances. And when I look at that card, there's also a fox on it, but it's like all types of animals. And the eagle is carrying a crystal. And this is a total different deck, right? So for me, I feel like that this is going to really be significant. So whenever you're out there, it doesn't matter where you go, what you do, look out for the animals, look out for the birds, look out for the insects if you still see some, look out for the cats and for the dogs and for people who have animals. People who have animals, they I personally feel like they have a different sensitivity to our natural world. Not all of them, but because they are surrounded by this animal all the time. And so they have a little bit more of a understanding and a sensitivity to um, the animal's communication at times. And while I'm saying this, there is a bee flying on my window and sitting there. You can't see this, but and we have -5 degrees Celsius here. So that is definitely a sign. Look out for the bees, okay? Bees are very favorable and they're very hardworking animals and they bring a lot of good luck and fortune. So uh, definitely look out for the bees. But if you're not in like a natural world, like in surrounded by forests or something, and you live in a big city, look out for the people with dogs. Look out for the people who have animals and surround yourself with them. Go, I don't know if that's a thing in your world, because I don't know where you're at. But if you have cat cafes or something like this, go there, hang out there, okay? Unless you don't like cats or you are allergic. But there are other forms, like there are other cafes, like dog cafes or whatever cafes with animals. Maybe choose the ones that are rather ethical and are good for the animal's health as well. And there are actually adoption cafes, like where you can go and you can hang out with the animals that are up for adoption. And you can, you help them because if you buy a drink there, whatever, you basically help mm, the shelter to feed the animals and whatever. But also if you, for example, post about it on social media or whatever, or you adopt an animal, who knows? Maybe that's your sign to adopt an animal. Um, then you're obviously doing a good thing. You share the message and you increase the probability that those animals are getting a new home. And mine is sleeping over there on the sofa, very cute, in his fluffy blanket. Very cute. But It's not about him because he's adopted already. But I feel like the more you can get surrounded by animals and the natural world, the more you can awake your awareness your to your ascension, to your secret trail. And I feel like uh this is gonna be a major this is gonna be like a major theme for you in Sagittarius season to awaken your awareness to the natural world and through the natural world your to your alternative, not even alternative, to like the secret trails. And what I mean by that is really that the more you awaken and the more you become aware to the world around you. And I don't mean like just, oh, I know there are trees and I know there are bees and I know there are like dogs and cats out there. No, go out there like into the forest or into like to the lake or wherever is nature for you. And you just stand still, so still that you can hear the animals and you can hear the silence. I don't know if you've ever heard silence. And if you can, and then you can become aware of yourself within that silence and within that nature, then you will become more open and more receptive to those ways of ascension, those secret trails that are not so secret, have always been there for us, but they have been oppressed and taken away from us and trying to be hidden from us by the very people who try to take our power away. And so I feel like the more we can connect back to our true natural selves, which is also connecting back to our ancestral knowledge, connecting with animals, maybe with rituals, with magic, with herbal knowledge, with whatever is true to your lineage, to yourself, to your embodied self. The more we can get to our soul, to our lumen essence, to our enlightened. I don't really like the word enlightened, excuse me, but that's what came through. Sorry, but I hear pure. The more we can become our pure soul essence and step back into it. Okay, wow, I don't know where all of these messages came from today. But I don't know if all of this makes sense. I hope it does. But really, I think what it comes is we gotta strip ourselves off of these masks and suits and city theater roles that we're taking on. It's almost like we're playing a character in a movie and the movie has finished, but we still are playing this character. And it's time to get back to who we truly are, back to our true essence. And that's also when we're gonna feel fulfilled again, when we're gonna feel our heartbeat again, because right now it's almost like our heart is flat. It's like there's a tiny, tiny beat, but you can barely feel it because you're just stuck in this mud. You're trying to move forward, but you're sinking in deeper and deeper. But really, where we want to get to is this, the colorful, true essence of who we are and rising from nature, surrounded by nature, and we are one. Look, it looks like she's a mermaid, but really she's kind of growing out of this pond or lake like, and almost she's growing out almost like a lotus flower. And by the way, she's surrounded by four dragonflies. And I don't know if you know, but dragonflies are um, one of the signs for transformation because their larvae is underwater for 2 to 4 years. They're going through a bigger transformation than butterflies even, and they once they're basically the larvae dissolves and they're stuck in this mucky, mushy, whatever it is, in their larvae cocoon, they're dissolving and then they have to crawl literally through muddy, mucky water on top of the surface of the water surface and find basically a leaf and then sit there. Usually it's like a lotus leaf or something like that. Sit there and let the wings dry until they can start to fly. And it's just phew. But this kind of describes this journey, and it feels like the journey that a lot of us Sagittarius have gone through in the past year. I even hear more than a few years. So let me ask another uh, few questions here and see if I can get a little deeper. Oh, would be good if I wait a second. Okay. So what's the challenge? Becomes it's oh interesting. So I asked what the challenge is that we are coming up against. And we have the lover, and it says, it is safe to surrender to the good feelings. The lover, Aphrodite, passion, abundance. And whew, and I really feel, oh my God, and she's surrounded by butterflies. Ah, and I really feel that it will be a challenge to not only accept but receive with an open heart and open arms and feel safe to receive all of the good things that will be coming once we're finding that secret trail to ascension. And then seeing it for what it is, not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and thinking that someone's going to trick us into another trap, but knowing this is the light at the end of the tunnel and being able to see the good in it and then run towards it and trust not other people. I think, don't get me wrong, but I think a lot of us are over that for a while, and that's okay. You don't have to trust other people. You just have to trust yourself. You have to trust yourself that you are now able to discern between who you can feel safe with and who you cannot feel safe with. And even if it's not safety, it's going to be at least security in some way or stability or um, it's going to be enough for you to open up or to let the good things happen. And so our challenge is really to not let the past keep pulling us down into the mud, into the darkness, back into the past, but to be able to say, like, you know, shake all of the mud up and let the wings try and start to fly. This is really going to be our challenge. I feel it. Ooh. Oh God, I feel it in my spine. Mm. And this bee is still sitting there. It's watching the reading. Okay, what is the opportunity? What is opportunity? Mm. The- Okay, well, the opportunity is the sun. Be patient, it will come. This is this is the summary of our whole reading so far. Manifestation, power, 1111. This is basically saying keep walking, keep going, keep looking for the animals, keep coming back to yourself and trust yourself, and it will happen. It will come. And I think this goes hand in hand with the challenge. The challenge is to let the good things come in and to be receiving them, be accepting to them, and then the good things will also come if we're not shutting them out. Mm, okay. Okay. I'm gonna pull a few tarot cards and see if there's anything else that we need to know. But I think we're actually quite good here. Anything else? I wish you could see my little dog. He is the cutest cutesy patootsy in the world. He's also not that small, but very cute. Okay. Oh, wow. All right. Mm. Thanks. Oh. I do love me some tarot. The Queen and the King of Wands. And look at the Queen. Look at all of the insects. I don't know if you can see them. There's also dragonflies in the back. And her beautiful peacock feathers as a dress and this huge sunflower, right? So I feel like it's really the message, as I said. So um it's there's almost also a spiritual message behind all of this, that your suffering, no matter what it was, or uh, how it looked like, or how deep it was, or if you even felt it as a suffering or not, but your suffering has come to an end. It's done. It's even if it doesn't feel this way, and even if you're still having to deal with the aftermath of it, but it's done, and you're ready to take the reins and go into full bloom again. And of course, this is not going to happen overnight. But look, like this is all we talked about. She's in the natural world. She's part of this natural world, surrounded by all of these different insects. The sun as part of the sunflower. And I feel really that it's you're supposed to step into your beautiful, soulful self and shining bright and be part of the world in a natural way. I don't know how to say it different. This is how I'm getting it. Don't play a role. Don't try to fit in. Don't try to push yourself through things that you're not supposed to live or be or do. Just be you and shine bright as your true self. And then on that note, you can stand tall and lead. You don't have to lead with like loudness and bigness, but you can also lead through sharing your experiences, be the light for other people. And sometimes it's in silence. It depends on who you are, what your soul really desires, and what is what it is that you feel. And it just came to me that, you know, going through all of this brings you back to your united self. Because it's the king and the queen of wands, it's like a united couple, right? But you don't need anyone to be united. You can be your united self. It's you don't need necessarily a partner or a whatever it is. It's about you bringing all of the parts back that you've previously lost, or maybe you forgot about, or maybe you've been gaslit and manipulated and bullied about, and now you're bringing it all back so you can be a united front. That's it, my dear Sagittarius. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for being here. And if you do love these readings, please subscribe and share them. I'm going to read much more now. It's just the beginning, but I'm also going to share other stuff on this channel, so stay tuned. Again, thank you so much for being here, and see you next time. And happy birthday!